Hey guys, what's up? My name is Matthew, also known as Mattspeed, and today I'll be going over 9 tips for people who are new to the gym or want to start going but don't know where to begin. So some background info on myself: I went into my first year of university weighing around 100 pounds at 5'8", which is really unhealthy and underweight. I could only bench around 55 pounds, I couldn't deadlift at all, and we still don't talk about squats. Around 2 years later, I now weigh around 145 to 150 pounds. I'm pushing decent numbers on the big 3 compounds, and I'm in the best shape of my life.
Psych!
Am I super huge or at the peak of physical fitness? No, but I eat 3 meals a day, I drink lots of water, my skin's finally cleared up, and I just feel better, physically and mentally. All of this due to starting my new hobby of going to the gym and taking care of myself. I think that going to the gym and taking care of your body properly is a great way to increase overall happiness and productivity. So my first tip is to get up and go. I know how dumb that sounds, but saying you'll do something versus actually doing something are 2 very different things. And I know the amount of times that I've said I'd do something and didn't actually go through with it is actually really bad. So first tip is to just get up and go and start your journey today. Actually, after you finish watching this video though. This leads me to my second tip, which is to get a notebook. I know that everybody nowadays has an iPhone or an Android or some type of device that allows them to just write down notes really quickly, and it's convenient because everyone always has their phone on them, but it's actually been scientifically proven to increase memory when you write things down, pen to paper, the old-fashioned way. I know this helps me and makes my workouts and just overall days a lot more productive because it just means less screen time on my phone. Things you can write down in your notebook include workouts, goals, to-dos, things you should improve on, and everything like that. Personally, I use this little notebook for my workouts, and inside I just have written down all of my workout routines along with how many sets I have to do and how many reps are in each set. Just the feeling of checking something off when you're done is so satisfying, and it honestly makes you more motivated to keep going. Also, the less distractions you have in the gym, the better. And I know using your phone can lead to a really big distraction, so just having a notebook to keep track of all your workouts with sets and reps is just a lot better. Less distractions equals better workouts. Stay focused and you'll get a really good sweat on. This leads me to my third tip, which is to get a good playlist and a pair of earphones or headphones. Something that will allow you to listen to music in the gym privately without having everyone else hear your music. Music is so important to me. I listen to music pretty much every day, especially when I work out, because it's such a key in having a good workout. It allows you to stay in the zone, it puts you in a certain mood, and it also helps block out all the other distractions. Personally, I swap between using these Apple earphones along with a pair of Beats. If I'm doing a back or leg day, I'll usually go for the Beats because they're wireless, which means no cords get in the way when I'm doing something like a pull-up or a deadlift or a squat. Whereas for something like a chest day or an arm day, where you're usually either just sitting or lying down on something or standing, but not moving too much, then I'll go with the Apple earphones just because the cord doesn't really get in the way at that point. Realistically, I would be using my Beats all the time, but the one thing about them is that you have to charge them, and 1, I have a really bad memory, and 2, I just get really lazy. So most of the time they're not charged, and I don't want to bring my headphones if I have to keep a cord in them, because it kind of just defeats the purpose. I mean, I guess better sound quality and more noise cancellation. One other thing too is that depending on your headphones, whether they're over ear or on ear, these ones are, I think they're solos, so they are on ear and they kind of just cup your ears like this and just sit right on top. And the material that the muff is made out of, the ear muff, it's not very absorbent. It's actually not absorbent at all, which I guess is what they want because they don't want bacteria buildup inside of the headphone. But that leads to a lot of uncomfortableness when you get really sweaty during a workout, and they can actually start slipping off your head. And that can also cause pimples if you don't wipe them down, which I don't do. But yeah, a good playlist and a pair of earphones or headphones is always a must when working out. My fourth tip is to do your research online. And I don't mean anything in depth like what is the most optimal movement for this certain muscle group or who invented sliced bread, I don't know. But the point is, you can literally just Google basic workout or chest workout, back workout, leg workout, and millions of routines will pop up. Just pick one and stick with it. Another way to find great workouts is by following influencers. And they're usually either on Instagram or YouTube or both. And the way they do it is they just post free workouts that you can follow along with either on their stories or posts or YouTube videos, which you can screenshot and just bring to the gym With so many great influencers out there like David Lade, Christian Guzman, Nikki Blacketer, Whitney Simmons, GraceFit UK, and Matt Ogus, there's a workout there for everybody. Find a plan you like and try it out at the gym. And I just want to reiterate that everybody is different, so just because one influencer really likes one movement doesn't mean it'll necessarily work for you. I want you guys to remember to listen to your bodies, so if something doesn't feel right, don't force it. Just Google an alternative for it, use the workouts as a base, and make tweaks and changes for whatever's optimal for you. My fifth tip is to remember that nobody cares. Let me explain. I know how intimidating it can be going to the gym for the first time or even the 100th time, or trying on a new movement and not wanting to be made fun of because of how you look. But I just want to reassure you guys that everybody goes to the gym to improve themselves, not to put others down. And to the 1% that do go to the gym to judge others, they're the most self-conscious ones there. This actually brings up a memory of back when I first started lifting. I was with a friend and we decided to start this new movement called floor pressing. It was this new movement we'd seen online, and it's a variation of the barbell chest press, but instead of being on a bench, you just do it on the floor. The benefits include a better lockout and less shoulder stress. At first we were a little skeptical, but after a couple of sets, it felt really good, and it was nice to try something new. So I had just finished, I think, my second or maybe third set, and my friend was doing his set, and I was just chilling, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see two guys literally pointing and laughing at us. Like, haha. But they were clearly making fun of us and judging us, and as soon as my friend was done, I told him that I wanted to stop this even though we had a couple more sets left, because I wanted to go back to a bench press, something that was conventional that people would not judge me for. He asked me what was wrong, and I told him about the guys. We looked over. They were actually still pointing and laughing at us. Yeah, I don't know. But he told me some really good advice, which is pretty much tip 5, and that is that people are at the gym to improve themselves, not to put others down. This wasn't a concept I had completely, I guess, thought of because I was still new to the gym, but I let those words really sink in, and we ended up finishing our sets. They were still really judgy. I felt like they were eyeing us the whole time, but whatever, what can you do? It felt good for me, and it helped my bench a lot, so I was proud of myself for not just giving in to, I don't know if it would be peer pressure, maybe more judgment than anything, peer judgment, but yeah. So just remember that people go to the gym to improve themselves, not to put others down. And to the 1% that do, heck 'em. You're there to improve yourself, not to impress others. Tip number 6 is to avoid ego lifting. And the definition of ego lifting is pretty much when you perform a lift with more weight than you're capable of lifting. And this can lead to either injury or really poor form when performing the movement. This is something most people do when they're trying to impress either a lady or a dude to show off their strength and how they're alpha male. But it's really dumb, and you shouldn't do it because, again, it can lead to injury. And a lift with poor form isn't actually a good lift because you're not hitting the right muscles and you're not getting muscle tears. It's just not good. Don't do it. Stick to what you know and stick to weights that you're comfortable with. Good form is key. Never give up good form to lift more weight. My 7th tip is to be patient. I know everybody wants to see results right away. I know I wanted to see results right away, but that's just not how it works. Everybody's different, so I can't give you a concrete timeline for when you'll see results, but I can promise you that if you stay consistent and keep going at it, you will see results eventually. This goes hand in hand with not quitting, and I know after maybe a week or two, a lot of people will just stop going, which is what most people call the resolutioners, because they'll start going at the start of January, you know, new year, new me, and they'll just quit halfway through the month. But I want to assure you guys that if you really stay at it and just stay consistent and patient, that you will see results, whether it be in 3 weeks, in 6 weeks, in 6 months, you will see changes as long as you stay consistent and stay patient. My 8th tip is to eat right. Going to the gym is only part of having a really good physique and being healthy. Eating right is a huge part of it, and one thing you can do as a beginner is by counting your calories. If you follow influencers, you can see that they're counting their macros, i.e. proteins, fats, sugars, and carbs, and that can all get really complicated when trying to calculate how much you should be eating in a day. But for beginners, I'd say just start by counting calories. So what you want to do is Google how many calories you should intake in a day. And how you do this is just by Googling your demographic and how many calories they should be eating in a day. So for example, I am a 19-year-old male, so I would Google 19-year-old male caloric intake. and it would give me a rough estimate of how much I should be eating. That number is called your caloric maintenance. And caloric maintenance is just a fancy word for how many calories you need to eat in order to maintain your weight. I use a very simple formula when it comes to calculating my caloric intake depending on my goals. If I want to put on weight, then I'm going to go into a caloric surplus. And this is just another fancy word for having more calories than needed so you gain weight. And for this, I just add 500 calories to my caloric maintenance. And if I want to lose weight, then I will go into a caloric deficit. And this just means eating less calories than you need in order to maintain your weight, which will equal losing weight. And for that, I just take away 500 calories from my caloric maintenance. So just a quick example, if my caloric maintenance is 2,500 calories to maintain my current body weight and I want to put on muscle and put on weight, then I'll throw in 500 more calories and then I'll be eating 3,000 calories a day to put on weight. Vice versa, if I want to lose weight, then I will bring it down 500 and only eat 2,000. Use this formula to start counting your calories. It's a great way to start getting into counting macros such as proteins, fats, carbs, and sugars. And eventually, once you get the hang of counting caloric intake, you can start adding macros one by one. I know when I was comfortable with it, I started adding protein intake. So I was counting macros as well as how much protein I was intaking. And now I also add in carbs, fats, and sugars. The more you move, the more energy your body uses. So make sure you fuel your body correctly. Eating well will not only increase your gains, but will also increase your overall productivity and happiness, because if your body's happy, then you'll be happy. My 9th and final tip is to let your body recover. It doesn't matter how much you work out or how well you eat, because if you don't sleep enough and let your body recover, you won't be making any gains. Just like anything else in life, too much working out can actually lead to overexhaustion as well as injury if you don't let your body recover properly. This brings up another memory of when I first started working out. I was doing my first ever ab exercises with my friend, and midway through our set, he literally told me that we should stop or else I wouldn't be able to get up in the morning. I felt great, and so I scoffed at him, and I was like, dude, let's keep going, come on. I feel great. And he looked at me, I guess entertained at that point, and we kept going. After my workout, I ate dinner, and I felt super accomplished and fulfilled, and kept thinking about why he asked me to stop, because, I mean, maybe I was just too advanced for that stuff, you know? I felt great. Yeah, next morning, no, not so much. I woke up, tried to get up, bam, instant pain in my stomach. I have never felt that much pain in my life. No exaggeration. It literally felt like someone snuck into my window at night and just started violently stabbing my stomach with a knife, because everything just felt torn up. I couldn't get up. I literally couldn't get up. I screamed out in pain at one point, and to get up to go to the bathroom, eventually I just rolled out of bed. It was that bad. But yeah, so make sure to let your body recover. This also goes hand in hand with knowing the limits of your own body. So if your body's telling you it's too much, listen to it. Don't overexhaust yourself for no reason, because eventually if you're working out and you're overexhausting yourself, then it can actually lead to injury, as well as just poor form, which again, just diminishes the amount of gains you'll get. One other thing that this goes in with is stretching and rolling. And these are two things that I used to not do, but now I do literally every day, before, after my workout, and also just randomly throughout the day because it's so good for your body. Stretching is a great way to increase muscle activation as well as reducing tightness, while rolling out is a way to increase blood flow throughout the body and limber you up so that you're ready to work out. The only thing worse than an injury that couldn't have been prevented is one that could have. And for me personally, my past couple of injuries have all been self-inflicted, i.e. I didn't warm up enough, or I didn't roll out, and I just tried to perform heavy sets when my body was tight and it was telling me it wasn't ready. I didn't listen to it, and that put me out of commission for months on end. But now I've listened to myself and I roll out constantly and I stretch constantly because it's just good. It's also a great way to just relax in general. At first it can kind of hurt, but once you get past that threshold, then you'll be fine and you'll actually really enjoy it. But yeah, just remember to let your body recover and also do your stretching and rolling. It can take as little as 5 minutes, but make a world of a difference. So guys, those were my 9 beginner gym tips. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found these tips useful. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Also, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. Also, comment down below what your fitness goals are. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I guess it's time for step 1. Get up and go. Start your journey to a happier and healthier you today. Dude, I sound like a good life morsel.